Welcome to the channel, everyone. In this video, we'll be previewing the fixtures for match week 5. We will take a closer look up at the big matches that's coming up this weekend. Tension is already rising on both ends of the table, so let's break down the fixtures, forms, storylines, and definitely players to watch. So the first fixture that we'll be looking at this week is the Liverpool versus Everton at Anfield. It's a Merseyside derby. Liverpool has really been impressive this season so far, with 4 out of 4 wins. Um, and they've really been impressive with their comebacks this season. We've seen what happened to Atletico Madrid, and then we've also seen what happened in last week's feature with that late comeback. Um, so we expect to see a good matchup this week against Liverpool versus Everton. And then also on the other end, Everton has really shown some promising signs, and they'll definitely be looking to upset their rivals. So let's keep a close eye on that fixture. Then the next fixture to look out for is Brighton versus Spurs. This is a fixture where Spurs' defense will really be tested. So we all know that Brighton's really good in the open play. Uh, so another fixture to look out for. Then the next one is Man United versus Chelsea, two big clubs that are also under pressure. United will definitely want to put that inconsistent form behind them. While Chelsea also are showing some signs of revival. So let's see what happens in that fixture. Then of course we have Arsenal versus Manchester City, a fixture that I'll definitely be keeping my eye on. Easily a 6 pointer fixture. Arsenal currently sits second on the table. City really need to reassert themselves after the mix started. They've had the season 2 wins, 2 losses. So yeah, definitely a feature to look out for. It's a feature that will be happening on Sunday as well. Um, then also some of the key storylines that we can look out for going back to those fixtures. Like I said, Liverpool have really been impressive in closing out matches, but you know we also have to wonder how sustainable it is for this team to rely on those late goals. But you can never put anything past Liverpool. I still think that they are a fantastic team. I think that the team is well balanced, and they'll always be a threat to every team that they face. So let's see what happens. Everton under David Moyes have really looked sharper, especially since Grealish came into the team. He's really added with their creativity in the final third for Everton. So yeah, definitely one to look out for. Manchester City are still trying to shake off those wobbles that they were being having. The game against Arsenal will be will be a real test for them to see whether they are back or not. No disrespect to the United fans, but I think that we can't really um, measure Manchester City against United. United are also a team that has their own struggles and challenges. So I think this fixture against Arsenal will be a good fixture for City to measure themselves to see how far off they are. Then also United versus Chelsea. This is a fixture with a lot of history. Um, Manager under pressure for sure, and a chance for either side to take momentum out of this game and potentially kickstart the season with this fixture. And then also relegation threatens, this mid-team tables and newly promoted tables. Um, they are also under pressure now. So wins for these mid-team tables and newly promoted teams really mattered this week. And then a slip up for either of these teams could open a door to a tough run for these teams. Um, Moving on to some of the players that we need to watch out for. Definitely Alexander Isak has really made an immediate impact and can definitely deliver this big derby. Also a player to watch out for, Jack Grealish, his creativity and service that he offers. So Everton will also lean on him to unlock those um, defenses as well. Then, of course, Erling Haaland at Manchester City. I think that he'll always be a threat in these high stake games. If City are to beat Arsenal this week, I think that he'll definitely be involved in that game as well. Then also key defenders for Arsenal, William Saliba. Is a concern ahead of this match. I know that he's a doubt for this week's game against Arsenal, but I think that he will probably start. I think that his partnership with Gabriel has really been a strong partnership. So, yeah, let's see how they can contain Haaland in this fixture if Saliba does end up playing. And then also moving on to the predictions, I think that Liverpool are still favourites against this game against Everton. But I think that if Everton can strike early, can really force a tense finish for Liverpool. I know that they really have it in them to upset their rivals. So let's see what happens in that fixture. And then also the Arsenal versus Manchester City. I think it's a feature that can go either way. But for some reason, I'm still leaning towards Arsenal a little bit more because they're playing at home and the momentum that they are coming with into this game. And then obviously United versus Chelsea will probably be tight. Uh, might end up in a drawless, drawless win, um, or unless either side can show something special. Uh, if it is something special that either of the teams can bring, I think Cole Palmer can really take control of the game. We've seen what happened in the World Cup finals. We've seen what happened in the Conference League where Cole Palmer really took control of that game. So yeah, he's really also one to watch out for. And then at the bottom line, I think that this week would really define who makes a push towards that top four, and who might even drift back into mid-season. Mid table. I know that Manchester City will definitely be making the pushes towards top four. So let's see what happens in this game. So yeah, like I said, it's big games, high stakes, and plenty of drama. I suspect some drama in the Liverpool versus Everton. Um, I wouldn't put it past seeing some cards in that game also. So be sure to follow your teams for any injuries, suspensions, because I think that these injuries and suspensions could really, you know, cause a swing in these big games. So yeah, we'll definitely be back with another video at the end of the week with some highlights and some reactions and everything else you need to know. Um, let me know in the comment section. Good question. Do you think that Ruben Amorim will be sacked before the winter transfer window opens? Let me know in the comment section. Please feel free to comment, like, subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much. Peace.